Welcome back. Known as Canada's top tragically hip tribute band, I'm now talking with Andy Wehrspann of Grace 2, who will be in Brockville very, very soon. So let's talk with Andy. So Andy, what is the date that you're coming to Brockville?
March 2nd, so next Saturday.
Next Saturday, you will be at the Brockville Arts Centre.
Yes.
Yes,
we will.
And what is it about Tragically Hip that you like the music?
I think, like to everyone, I think it's the soundtrack to so many Canadians' lives. It was to mine. Like, it was just the music of growing up. And for us, even us in the band, we're just fans of the Tragically Hip, like everyone else who comes comes out to the concerts to celebrate their music. So it was just, I grew up to it, right? And so there's a nostalgia to it. Mm-hmm. And I think what they meant to Canadians was they were just kind of what they represented was kind of just bigger than music, I think. So it was like, it was just part of it's sewn into the fabric of Canadians that there's a special place, I think, for a lot of people.
Well, they had a message too, right? They had a message in their song, so why not? Yes. So now the Grace 2 band, this is actually going to be a fundraiser, is it not? Yes.
So yeah, our mission as a band is to raise money and awareness for great causes, and of course, one of the primary ones is the Gord Downie Chani Wenjack Foundation. So it's a very important, we think that that's the hip thing to do, that this is what Gord Downie did say, let's do something. And so that's part of our mission, is to use the power of the Tragic Hips music to raise money and awareness for great causes.
I think that's great. Please tell our viewers a little bit more about the foundation itself, meaning that he wanted to build the culture. He wanted to educate. He wanted people to understand what was happening with our Indigenous individuals.
Yes, he wants to like unite Canadians together. That understanding that the Indigenous issues and our Native cultures are a huge part of the fabric of Canada. Mm-hmm. And so it's reconciliation, bringing it all together. And it's not just by relearning. It's about trying to integrate the cultures together and letting us understand that the First Nations is a huge part of who we are as Canadians. And so what the Downie Wenjack Fund is, they call it reconciliation. Mm-hmm. Like, let's slowly start, and it's not something that happens. It's not something that happens overnight. It's something that we just do through education. And I know what he was at. Like, this was Gord Downie's legacy project, right? So it's not going to happen overnight, but we feel like our small part in this is just to keep the awareness up and help everyone remember, hey, this is something that the Tragically Hip and Gord Downie wanted done with their music. So they're out there working diligently. They're working with First Nations communities and also with non-First Nations communities, and just bringing it together rather than it's us versus not us and them. It's understanding that we're all Canadians, and the Indigenous culture is a fabric sewn into the fabric of Canada.
So, what is your fundraising goal?
So last year, our first year 2 years ago, we raised $15,000 for the Downie Wenjack Fund. Yes. Last year we raised $20,000 for the Downie Wenjack Fund. So this year we're trying to hit 25. So we're trying to increase it and trying to add more and more of these concerts that are fundraisers for the Downie Wenjack Fund. So yeah, we're trying to increase it. We're trying to increase it every year, look, the money, raising the money is one aspect of it, of course, but also is just raising the awareness of it as well. So this year we're trying to top ourselves by $5,000 each year. So our mark this year is $25,000.
Well, actually, I did look at some of your bookings, and you have some concerts that are sold out.
Yeah. So we've got it's really. The music, it's funny. The music of the Tragically Hip is just it's different. Like there's a lot of tribute bands out there. There's a lot of like it touches people in a very visceral way. And I think what we try and really come across is that the concerts we're coming, it's not about us trying to portray the band and copy the music. It's about representing the music in a very respectful way, but making sure that everyone who comes to the concerts like relive their own memories, right? And relive their own connections that they have with the Tragically Hip. Everyone has the songs that they love or the memories that they have of that. And that's all we're trying to do. My favorite part of the concert is when people sing along. Like that's like, I'm trying to encourage that more and more. And I tell everybody, it doesn't matter if you don't know the words. I didn't know the words before I joined the Tragic Hip tribute band. So it's just getting the emotion out and reliving all those experiences. And I think that those are the most fun. And of course, when a sold out show or crowds who are just enthusiastic and dancing in the aisles, that's the experience we're always going for.
Now that you know the words to the Tragically Hip music, their songs, what is your favorite?
Oh, Doreen, the hardest part about being in a Tragic Hip tribute band, it's really, it's a labor of love, of course, but the only hardest discussions we have amongst the band is like, what songs aren't we going to play? Because we only have like 2 hours usually to play the music. So there's so many favorites. We have like their catalog of songs is so huge. If I had to pick like one song that I just enjoy, if you asked any of the members of the band, everyone will have their own favorite, and they vary,
yes,
right?
Yes.
But like I love the song "Gift Shop" because I get to, it's the way I get to sing it. I just enjoy the power of that song, just performing that song. But some of my other favorite songs, like we'll do "Blow It High Do" and New Orleans and Sinking, like those are the big hits. And those are the ones like where I can just hold the microphone out to the crowd and everybody knows the words and they all sing it.
Yeah.
That for me, that is the most fulfilling experience. And really part of the joy of doing it is everyone singing along.
So did you ever have the opportunity to meet Gord Downie?
I never got to meet Gord Downie.
Oh,
I met with I know.
Yeah.
So one interesting little tidbit. So the guitar player in our band is friends with the Tragically Hip. So he's the accountant for the Tragically Hip. So he knows all the guys. Actually, last time we were in Brockville. So last year when we were in Brockville. Yes. We stopped off at the Bathhouse, which is in Bath, Ontario, which is the Tragically Hip's recording studio. And so we got to do this. He took us on this tour of all the memorabilia inside, and we got to meet the recording engineer. And while we were there, Johnny Faye showed up. Aww. And he showed up, so we got to chat with Johnny Faye and talk with him. That was a real experience.
That's nice.
And it's an honor. We have a photo of it on our Facebook page somewhere of us having a photo with him. So I've got to meet 2 of the guys, but I never got to meet Gord Downie. Everyone I've ever talked to, and this also speaks to the kind of people that people weren't just in love with their music. You know, a lot of times you see celebrities or musicians who you have this idea of, but then are disappointed at who they are in real life. Everyone I've ever talked to, and every time I've ever got to meet the 2 members of the Tragically Hip, they are as genuine as you would expect them to be, I guess. Like they're just really down to earth, good people that I rarely ever heard, like no ego, just really, really good guys.
Just solid individuals.
Yeah.
If you could talk with Gord Downie, what would you ask him as a question?
I would talk about music. I would also be interested in, because I'm a dad. I got two kids. I mean, I would really be like, how was the balance between, being this like icon? What was it like? Because I kind of know the little I know about it, about his life and stuff was like, actually, this is more of I don't think he was so comfortable with the idea of celebrity.
Yes.
So I'd be more interested in like how he balanced it all and how he was able to manage being this Canadian being this Canadian icon, but yet stay as humble as he seemed to have been.
Yes, yes. Thank you ever so much, Andy. It's been a pleasure talking with you today, and look forward to seeing you in Brockville.
Oh, I look forward to meeting you in person, Doreen. And thank you very much for having me on.
It's our pleasure.
It's a pleasure, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Take care.